section hono. Me monitor comment section ho then Mr. Bibi so ba na quickly one me nsa so etimi aka no na aboa ma dwumadie no etimi akoyie. All right. So we've had a lot of conversation around Asante Kotoko lately. Yeti Kumasi Asante Kotoko hon komo pa. But and then Sunny edit too many no. Things is getting closer. And you may be
announcement ne baba and a meeting kese bi cause of kese confirmed meeting kese bi cause of kese na meeting ketwa Kumasi Asante Kotoko ho nsem eba so eno na ene 6 p.m. that is the time of kese edema say announcement no ebeba. What is the breaking news about? Let's get interactive on this particular platform. I don't normally do live. But then
no me the live no eba. Let's get interactive.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, Mr. Oba. Share my down for share the link. Share the link. Is that you? Share the link.
Na yetimi enkoye anymore. Our darling club will rise again. We a young official. Ne ho ena a free eba. We see a testimony say heat Kotoko rise again. Eho ena insemino a free so also young official.
Also Eddie Abba. Na yes, you go down. Alright, yes, some kakra. Na young bro 70 biso.
Nyamia Tuma Sunday. Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Ebebo Eddie Etia club by a friend on Fishing FC. Na enyan home common yesia eno de ye de wo me ho app. But my mention comment section. Also Kotoko need a modern day football administrator, not a millionaire. Kotoko need a modern day administrator, not a millionaire. Okay. Also, dia or the Abba. Or say we are the real warriors. We free Nana Jauho. Our day Abremi the brain. Nana I'll say we are the real warriors. Nana also dia what the Abba. Yedi and seven of the but this is inside Kotoko here on YouTube. Inside Kotoko here on YouTube. Pachoma Minsan can comment no. Let's get interactive on this very platform. Let's get interactive. Mr. Abiy, comment to be super honor.
Now Mama Minsakan, papa. I think yes to me on we so meboa silver networks wana. Okay, so we are live on inside Kotoko and also live on Sir Open Network.
Okay. We see yesum asante man na aboa ma bibia ko. Wo. So that kind anana pinkra kwesi ewua e de betu dwa se Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Se match omo bebo against Adriana Stars.
And a match omo bebo against club a friend had to folks. Se team net me and team kunimwa. The IMC, the coaching department, and the playing body, there will be changes. The
IMC, the coaching department, the playing body, there will be changes, you know. And in some another pink crack will say what they two ga. Okay. Now over the week, on the IMC, the possible changes that is coming in. Because for them, I can't comment, kakra. Because one here now, but to them, I can't comment. Good work, Selbert. We need people who would think about improving Kotoko and not their personal interest.
We need people about improving protocol and not their personal interest. I like that. I like that. Where Daniel Aqua, or no, so the other. Where's Stephanie K. Richard TV? Come
Improving protocol and not their personal interest. No correct. Obi obebe bia your personal interest bia you take protocol back. Or the protocol be konechi, protocol be bre. Enya ntro. Samna branti ene kano. You need to sacrifice. And nunti na de biom se protocol adwuma na osum. It is referred to osum. Yaka so obi sum a eye tu mu ache. Enye sika bebre. Enye de memen sabeka. A sacrifice. You are sacrificing yourself and you are doing it to please the public. I like that comment. Comment me there. Comment no me there. Inti na yeshia wa hase. Obi obebe bia say no
motive bia so no emboa. Enya de bebo ama asante kotoko ama ponene. Don akomedi kotoko echi. We so there na I say Kotoko
can't Kotoko build a modern stadium like those in Wenchi, Swedro, Doma. Besides, they can play with them there. Why can't we do the same? Do you know what the Aban has to do with building a stadium? Okay. Say Kotoko here stadium. So what I say? Santi Kotoko some build this stadium. Also dia or the buy no. Sa same way. Na ababe debate kese pa. If you have a Fabiano Bia on your opinion on Kotoko needing a stadium or not. Because if you say venues ni bia Kotoko kono kobo no. O share those places or mutimi kokobo board there say Kotoko no. Se Kotoko timi ya ni nyoma no abo ne bo. Ti ono so dia no. Asemo. Yombo pa ese nkofu yomundu light na. Enkofa SMP emba. Mr. Ebio, pacho bebe me kakra. Be me kakra na din komo bi mame. Ko bi ba phone so be pa de oye bi eja na be. Na ene nipa no. Facto na nim de ye no. As a production ye juma na elevanti no. Yes e juma no. We so say Kotoko will surely rise again. Kotoko will surely rise again. Or see please, hey, comment so I see where some nyabotre na meko. Pacho munya obi a nyabotre. Ene me ba me pekasa. Nti me ba live a ye be ye adwuma nyabotre. Ma me nhwe comment we na embo ama nioma entimi enko nanim. Ma me nhwe comment we quit. I say okay, I say please sir, can you help me get any Kotoko leadership at Nkoko's contact? Because you are a company for one Koko number. Okay. It's story on. Any exclusive na me peno. And I all fire into one farmer. All fire into now I'm exclusive now. What's your voice no say was it me I'm friend? Yes. You can't tell me you. See, but then you can say here exclusive no so. Here exclusive no until when day. Ben chatting na. Chatting. On chatting on farmer. Yeah. Okay. Chatting. Hey, so we are my live. Some time my life. What you are saying? My life ready. Exclusive one farmer or the government adjuman. Okay. I see. Okay. I say please say okay, Makayan. I say Fabu will surely rise again. Okay. We so the other band. I say Kotoko need a modern day administrator.
Of course, Kotoko a modern day administrator. Without a modern day administrator, no. And you might be in the Asante Koroko, modern day administrator there. Asante Koroko here. We say Nana Penkra helped in establish the youth team. So I hope the new board and management will help to build a new stadium for Kotoko. We say and confiance and I agree.
Say nana achievement ba occupy youth team no. Oh, establishing the youth team. Inti okay, asemabo. Mr. Abiu, say na wedi ka chat mo ha wansa na ofre o. Nti me try say me ne chat ama big man etimi a drop exclusive na ma me. E wa ha na. Me a me pɛ mo asɛm costume yɛ dɛ. Basho etie for say live streaming e di o. Okay. I have coffee. It will be so ben abet na na metimi sorry koye call. Ode train. Ode ye you know. It do be I might probably have to get up and go and talk to him for the exclusive. Na metimi de aba. Metimi dem. Okay, whilst reading the messages, mame into aso. Na we see Kotoko need a modern day administrator Kimakano. Nana Pinkra helped in building the youth team. I hope the new board will help build a stadium. That's a wonderful point. Also watching live from the University of Ghana, promotion of the youth team should be a key factor and forget about already made players. Because if I'm booking a breme, na men church or comments and uncle for the ban, you address it. Our live in more time, pal. Thank you very much. Or say how I wish the experience gotten by Nana Pinkra won't go waste. Okay, so there have been 2 comments on Nana Pinkra youth team and his experience. Okay, we're also talking about stadium. Okay, send you start to say yeah, come home some. I'll say we need to know the plans and the direction of the new board. To also the I'll say plans and direction. Plans and direction. Thank you very much. Also, but we need committed souls who knows about the tradition. So commitment. Okay. I see. Imagine. Yeah. Okay. I see. Imagine Kotoka having
Some more comments in the also. I mean, pick a comment in free half as a piece in this or no. Comments in family so.
I think say imagine how. I see. Imagine Kotoka having more than 10 youth team players in Europe.
Imagine the amount Kotoko will make every year. So I'm also talk about youth team transfer. That's I think it relates to
Bernard Somwa conversation. Okay. We saw the stadium now, but stadium no. Mr. Abiomenya 3 comments on stadium. See, we need a new CEO that will be selfless. Okay, so apart from committing on those selfless, understands the Kotoko tradition and will put the pride of Asantemai first. Okay. I'll say, please, it is 6 o'clock. We saw the about. I'll say it is 6 o'clock. Yes, it is 6 o'clock. May you name the papa.
It is 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock now. Okay. Beside you, statement number. And quickly remove
Opimsoa FM. Na ball recording because me so Janice is here. Me kwasa no.
I say Manhyyia is pleased. Beside you are ready.
Menko ana me pacho Kotoko announcement na say over a champion mo aka no enya ye den ye ka kire mo say da ben a Friday and I can say Friday a Friday into the announcement is in. The announcement is what? Is in. Okay. Yanko. I'll say MANHYIA Palace. Headline here. The Chief of Staff Office Asantehene. And the Chief of Staff's Office Asantehene and Abba. So Asante Koroko gets a new board of directors. I'll say Asante Koroko gets new board of directors. MANHYIA Palace is pleased to announce that His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II Santehene has appointed a new board of directors for Asante Kotoko Sporting Club. Confirmed. Confirmed. Or say the chairman of the board is Mr. James Osei Brown, Chief Executive Officer of Joshop Constructions. Sir Obert Incantro. As some of them are fans, Emma me, Ewahaya. Coffee, as some of them are fans here, Emma Wahaya, me catch them say, Kofi Aban and Nam from Emuno. Or board no, but I know on the bedding, I know a board chairman. Me catch us here, the man penny phony be young farmer, why Kofi Aban. Okay. Because I said, the man penny phone a camel, but and phone Kofi Aban. Okay. I say the chairman of the board is Mr. James Osei Brown, Chief Executive Officer of Joshop Construction, with Mr. Kwesi Osei Ofori, Chief Executive Officer of Rockshore, as the Vice Chairman. Kotoko New Direction. Ehon komo ene yedino. Kotoko New Direction. Opa, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. 2 members have been mentioned. Other appointees are Mr. Kofi Amo Aban, founder and chief executive of Rich World Group. They say Nipa Miensa ni enyo mudina na nyesa. Nipa say 3. Me catch say 18 bro 5. Ana me catch say 18 bro nipa say 5. They say about 3. Yewra Joshop. Yewra Kwesi Osei Ofori ena Kofi Alpan. Wemo ena mbiensa ewo Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Womo omo board. Omo story na mrema. Other appointees and Mama Mr. Kofi Alpan. Okay. The new team is expected to assume their statutory. That is expected to ensure the statutory oversight responsibility of the board immediately. Mr. Abio, immediately. Sabri no kase board no juma. Immediately after today's meeting, the board share juma na say ya immediately. Enyo china sem womo ye juma. The new team is expected to assume their statutory oversight responsibilities of the board immediately. However, the interim management committee will continue to perform the management duties until the end of the 2025-2026 Premier League. Convenience and catch them say ba. And yes, I'm a say ba na. Support ni beba. No man, my idea I can say. My transition never so until the end of the season. Until the Pamian San or board no so. Catch us say bebre. Send your first name you bona kotko board the Pabe 7, the Pabe 10 or NSR. You say 3 names and a kotko board. Now management no ebe juma till the end of the season. Okay. And no free oba. Jetema of ten na apo aman komono etimi ikoso na etiri ayeti na mamentu aso or say the chief of staff at MANHYIA, Mr. Kofi Aban, today preside over a meeting at which the new board was introduced to the interim management committee team and called for cooperation to ensure a smooth transition. Meeting abaso ana ambaso. Meeting abaso ana ambaso. Yes, ya meeting bebaso. Inti ene IMC no esia board no. Asante Kotoko IMC ni shia board no. Na obu shia board no eno muti nkomo. Yewura Kofi Bedu na eti board meeting ase. Yewura Kofi Bedu ena na eti meeting ase. and our car say manage your normal transition till the end of the season. So the interim management committee, which is the IMC, is going to work till the end of the season. Season and that you gray you never send your board, never who your masono. Managing your man. Managing your man, managing your massa. What I say? I feel what the court prince or who decision I say. And your man make it clear now. This is inside Kotoko. This is inside Kotoko. Who follow channel where you know the stories. Okay. The incoming chairman, Mr. Joshua, assured the meeting of their determination to rise Asante Koroko to the height it deserves, and urge the management to double their effort through the remaining weeks of the season. Now, say, you got to shop the two, that's a woman come boom. Now, weeks na kano, woman butcher, Mr. Bio, woman name, woman butcher, computer season, ever con a year, woman for a moment tender, woman butcher. Now, see, Pinkra, the chairman of the IMC, welcomed the new board and pledged the full support of the team during the period of transition. We said during the period of the transition. It says transition. Transition, which is Mr. Robert. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So Shami was Selbed Network. I subscribe to the channel. So Shami Ewo inside Kotokwas. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I don't think board number. But from now to season never query, only IMC ni behe adwuma. Sanye ebra ne beso no board no enye o men fufuro mo ya kan o ha na yanka. Okay. A lot of comment. How many members in the board? Me say 3. We say your meeting anya sepetwa. On Tuesday Asante Koroko IMC share ura Kofi Bedu. And you ran it to a himself Friday or Mumbra Benshia, or be introduced to the new board at Yamom, where at the end of the day, Omumi Anubaya Juma and Sana season Aquabi, ye cast us 7 hours and 1 hour. So a fair what joining I'm reading the statement again. Mensha Palace is pleased to announce that His Majesty 2472 II Asante has appointed a new board of directors for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. The chairman of the board is Mr. James Osei Brown, CEO of Joshua Construction, with Mr. Kwesi Osei Furi, Chief Executive Officer of Rockshore as the vice chairman. Other appointees are Mr. Kofi Alban, founder and Chief Executive Officer of Rickworld Company. The new team is expected to assume their statutory oversight responsibilities of the board immediately. However, the interim management committee will continue to perform their management duties until the end of the season 2025-2026 Premier League. The Chief of Staff of MANHYIA, Mr. Kofi Bedu, today presided over a meeting at which the new board was introduced to the interim management committee and called for cooperation to ensure a smooth transition. The incoming chairman, Mr. Osei Brown, assured the meeting that the determination to rise Asante Koroko to its height is to its height it deserves, and urged the management to double their effort throughout the remaining weeks of the season. Nana Pinkra Kwesi, chairman of the IMC, welcomed the new board and pledged the full support during the periods left. In the announcement, Kumasi Asante Koroko have a new management. Kotoko a new management. We say, Selbed, You are first in news when it comes to Kotoko matters. Keep it up. Convey? Actually, yes, somebody, my menje. Yes. Yani, we catch us a board, me kayaka, nipa who do a baby in a channel. Inti, akosa dia, untimi emfa, BBM sans common. The Edeba and one aba. Inti, Kotoko new board. And a etimia bar.
Yɛde ɛho nsɛm no ɛde ma wo. Mr. Kofi Aban, Mr. Kwesi Osei and Mr. Osei Brown. Actually,
Mr. Review, actually. Now let's go to the discussions. Nana Pinkra Kwesi Ewa at the assembly to job. Now it was coming. Point number one. The board or the IMC was an interim committee.
and as an interim committee, at any particular point in time, no matter what me bury here. And I yes,
And indeed, Omejuma Aberie. I have my observation. They say Nipa 3 and Abba.
Kameni Beja, Kira Pesia Pian Cobord. Na Pinkras on Cobord, was Nipa 5. Nanko Munyajuma. You sabi your matter say. Nanka or more appointed a CEO because they are only CEO Akaso. No, they're speaking to a CEO. Na CEO no me te one out. So I check here. Sadly, or Pedro was starting updating the Facebook page. CEO no. Yes.
CEO because also want be a board. And among the executive board chairman or not ever managing the day-to-day affairs. Oh. Yeah. Obviously your thought on the board. Yeah, but we're a live shoot, you know. Yeah, me can't see na. Some confirm idea, but Sabio, my first point. Point number one. I think Nana Pinkra
Kwesi Ewa and Coach Akwesi Appiah. Yeah, the uncle cupboard no how many beje. That's my first point.
The experience and Nana Pinkra Babinyano, he will offer a lot to the development of Asante Kotoko. I have my belief. Obi fresh no knowledge about the game no ever from kakra. Now they make mistake and they learn on the job.
So once they make mistake and learn on the job,
it is always good that at the end of the day, whilst they are making mistake and learning on their job, knowledge because their knowledge is out of the sweat of Kotoko. What you mean, pa? Brand new Omadisuani free Kotoko Numunaba. Into brand new Omadisuani free Kotoko Numunaba. What the Koton child? Let's take someone like Coach Akwesi Appiah. In terms of management of football, he is a coach. But management, the locals in Coach Akwesi Appiah corner, and then a Coach Akwesi Appiah corner. He has not been involved in this. Now, Coach Akwesi Appiah comes in, learns something. His connection with the fans, his relationship with football as a brand in this country. And the next moment, Coach Akwesi Appiah no. Or can what one? Nana Pinkra came in with a clean seat. Now, Nana Pinkra has been there for almost 3 years. His understanding will help key decisions on the board. So Sabre has 3-member board. Adding Nana and adding Coach Akwesi Appiah, where they will not be involved in the day-to-day. Because I have Nana Pinkra day-to-day no one. But Sobano Obano where they are involved in the transition. Because they are never be one say, oh, players who are Kotoko Everton, players be a Kotoko Dioma Kuku Kulo. Nana ni meno to a semu be a. And that's where I stand. That's my first thought. And James, you say I fully support your view on Nana Pinkra and Coach Akwesi Appiah joining the IMC, of course. Nana has learned a lot. Let's be honest with ourselves. Nana Pinkra first day Ninichiano. That is not the same Nana. The last time I'm seeing Nana Pinkra at Dakweja Sports Complex. And trust me, Bibisa Nana 3 questions. And I'll be honest with you. The comment that came in, how Nana answered the question, is different from Nana Pinkana Mishiano or people so. About 2 months I know about. That's me view. And traditionally, normally that's something called a board. A tie a war at the end of a friend, the traditional touch. It was steady recently na and Nana copy a hene. On Nana normally board nearby the traditional touch also. But now Nana copy a hene was part of the old board no con Nana Pinkra Kosia. So now getting Nana Pinkra from the traditional point and also when there's some relationship in the Ghana Premier League, Kotoko is not going to start on page 0 with Nana Pinkra part of this particular board. Part of what I say. No. I want to make me free back. Then you look at Coach Akwesi. I think in as much as men have openly criticized Coach Akwesi said, position na near Diamano. He was supposed to be present every day, day to day. But no asha na Coach Akwesi and I'm so used to that humanity. Day to day, which is I am still not doing a day to day now. But at the board level, board within a year and over 5 times. With that, he can be the brain in terms of technical decisions and technical committee. Technical decisions and technical committee on the board. The hot here. So Hokrano is Sudan a Juma. Send your board put a where CEO of way, where CEO of way. That means they are not always going to be present. And yet they are on the wall. They will manage their businesses, but there will be people under the managerial work of Kotoko. And that is one important of opinion of the Coach Akwesi. So his technical knowledge will be present. Now who say Obi Bisa son of man Bisa say, so are you telling us Kotoko don't have records about existing players in the system? No, they have. They have the records. No doubt about that. They have the records. At a point I'm trying to make goes beyond records. It goes bigger than records. The other can say institutional memory is very important. As I say, at the time I am for me join Kotoko. Now me involved in any football activities. Now I made friends. I learned something on the job. I made mistakes, which some of them even cost Kotoko. But later, after about 2 years, now we're not team. So the moment you leave, the person that comes over start from the scratch. You will leave with some of your initiatives because your initiative were a personal decision. Said you can aim believe in that initiative, but also started from. So I check here. Obi no follow Kotoko on social media had a problem, and the problem was that the communication director never know or the various social media handles will be not the call because normally the new person no more pay. But there was a transition from Kwekwa and Kra to me, and a transition from Memensa to Lawyer Safuduku because Kweku had an excellent relationship with me. I had an excellent relationship with Dr. Lawyer Safuduku long ago. In Tuba Stadium from that time, and I got social media handles. A year intact. It's a as a Obiaba no assistant, a year intact my transition to us. So normally, say nipa no beba no need your only relationship now year. At the end of the day, you want you maybe a nipa na here, but your beba name to us major go.
Nana from the traditional point, Coach Akwesi from the technical point. And since it's any day-to-day running, they can do it and pressure will not be on them.
Intermediate. First suggestion, seeing Coach Akwesi and seeing Nana Pinkra on the board will do a lot of good for Asante Kotoko. That is my point number 1. Point number 2. So, okay, statement now. Never comment so. Comment never main kind. Sauba statement in Iswa. The target of the board was not defined. That will tell me. The target of the board was not defined. The target of the board was to take Kotoko to the next level. But me, the other thing I'm expecting from this board is to communicate clear to every Kotoko fan that in the next 5 years, we are going to build a foundation for Kotoko. Focus on foundation. Also, board number of years. That was statement, There's nothing like a number of years for the board. It may be a member 1 year say, Misabi Kakra me call South Africa because who here our Kaiser Chiefs for facilities. Kakra me call WAC because who Morocco. I can confidently tell you, say, if we want Kotoko to get to the top, the last thing we should focus on is trophies at this point. At this point. At this point. So what's the idea? I'm preaching foundation. And listen, I am preaching foundation from 1, the point of working within the club. And here 1. 2, before I joined Kotoko, I was a journalist, working outside before joining, and working outside after joining. And no man son a DPM preaching foundation. So be aware consistent Kotoko a starting foundation. I've been one person I'm a preacher side. And one share everyone nothing. That may I at some point I don't see the joy in Kotoko winning the league. I don't see the joy in Kotoko winning the FA Cup. Because why should I rush and go and write SSC?
Now me call university, my first season and I'm a first step. No ma put you never failing near your common therapy.
Why don't I prepare myself well? Go to the university and perform well course. Ever me parents seek question. Because the question you ask yourself is that in the last year for Africa, Kotoko, what has been the benefit for Kotoko in Africa? Clearly, it's looking like we go and we waste money and we come back. In the last 3 years, 3 to 4 years, 3 to 4 years, the board top league 7 ton chain. If you visit Adakwajachi and say, and yes, sir, ye kasa ede, a hope why home, ede, a year, I can tell you, say, the state of Adakwajachi.
If there is one thing we must focus on, it's this improvement of Adakwajachi.
It's a bitter truth. Eye nukra eya. Eye nukra eya. A failure to war Adakwajachi. Kotoko at this point cannot boast of a complete building. Adakwajachi. How can a club like Kotoko? So Wafa, more facilities now. You see buildings. Clubhouse now continue renting. But Kotoko should have a clubhouse. And then so Ploni people no Kotoko training grounds. Recently, Nana Penkrame meet the players, meet the fans. You would have the 2 years him say AstroTurf first pitch. It was the cause of certain injuries in the play body. Kotoko at this point cannot say or pitch. Pitch now. And cause players injuries. And no move back second pitch. So improvement of facilities. And say Kotoko must come down. Kotoko must come down and invest a lot in supporters mobilization. Kaiser Chiefs are based in Johannesburg. Abu Kopo game with Kotoko. Our Durban. Supporters ebi for flight. Ebi for bus 7 hours. Eba Durban. Eba sure. Game Kotoko boy. That was a friendly game. Kumasi Asante Kotoko boy Africa. Africa against what? Nipa say the free Kumasi kwa Accra. So apart from infrastructure, which is not something that the resource this is infrastructure. When you look at the fan base is weak. And the Kotkwechi Tafword, it is weak. Therefore, there should be a conscious effort to improve the fan base of Kotoko. And then traditionally, which pen paper or researcher, the average age of Kotoko supporters is ranging from 35 focal. How many Kotoko supporters may be more or below 20? So if your fan base, our the younger generation, is decreasing, it means that in the next 10 years, your fan base will reduce to a lower margin. And as you kind of cry, nipa 265 no life you saw at the moment. Mo chef from inside Kotoko. Coffee, so when network is saying, my number
112.
So in total, we are looking around nipa 350 or 370. Say honest to ourselves, a good do say they below 20 years on this particular live by people say they below 20. How many Kotoko supporters they below 20? And yet the initiative of occupant tertiary and can make culture say can generation to do any. So Kotoko must have a fund mobilization plan which will call for money. Where we'll even start opening clubs in some of the secondary schools. And also secondary school by your investment club, your drama club. Kotoko must start having Kotoko club in some of the secondary schools. So that we would start inputting the love of Kotoko, our secondary school. And we are younger generation. There should be a plan to rekindle the older generation of also Dogo Kotoko. So there should be a plan to rekindle that fire. So funds mobilization is huge. And CIA say they could judge chairman solo power or after 4 years. It should be a management decision in collaboration with the supporters leadership. And they will enforce resource. We must get Kotoko to the level where at the end of the day, Kotoko will be losing matches. But people will still be crazy and be going to the stadium. Send a sharp bro football. Among Funko Stadium, team need board draw, team need core education, and it's not stadium I am. We need that spirit. This is very necessary. We'll come and talk about the branding and the institution Kotoko. Various means of making money. Various means of making money. Which deal with branding, marketing, and financing. And you see as from. As I say, you must say that particular department is working. Sometimes the discussion around Kotoko must look beyond 3 points. Maybe I know me catch me now for na. I know me live no. Also, me Twitter space no. Omo me na catch them say fine. You have an excellent point. But sometimes I want to hit a bonko fuja kakra. But Kotoko beyond 3 points. It's a necessity. And open one slogan. The current board is someone adapt here. It should be that Kotoko beyond 3 points or Kotoko more than 3 points. The youth team policy should not die. As a matter of fact, Sienya 20 best players were Asante Regional. As a second to make sure at least 12 to 15. Say we are a Phoebe generation BSiso. Generation BSiso. Me I say Asante Region 20 players we mo almost say wa. They say we 12. It mean Kotoko dia. Our age group. Where on the two the people senior team. And that is a necessity. It is a necessity. We cannot have the best players in Asante region and even in Bruno and other regions. No more call other lower academies. So youth team direction and getting talent at a younger age should also be a plan. This is beyond 3 points. Not 3 points. It is beyond 3 points. And necessary, necessary. And then ya kotoko aton bena somwa.
You need a calculation of what can possibly happen with Bernard someone. Anyone scared it in a free Bernard someone. Many of you do come actually say at the end of the day,
If a fibia no kotoko dem kwalani bibeko kotoko kwalani bibeko, you can imagine say kotoko can start the season not just on youth team transfer.
A senior team I say in Kasamba Abetamu Kotkotonu send us supporters both. But I was a Kotkoton.
Bernard Sumwa didn't loan. How many people complain about Bernard Sumwa Okulu? People are quiet about Bernard Sumwa Okulu. But Kotkoton Abetamu who send an Uncle Bri on Abetamu Kotkoton. That is the conversation. Few people were complaining about Bernard Sumwa compared to Abetamwa. But I can tell you, that Bernard Sumwa bet me discover Abacha Abetamwa.
Sikabe free Bernard Sumo Mubaba and Abetamwa. A dictia. So imagine a Kotkoton lost in Mary Junior. Kotkoton Benjamin or say Usuansa.
Kotkoton Anthony Dia. Say the event Kotko the Anthony Dia Kolo wires or the Lossy Mary Junior Kolo was salty. Few people will complain. Few people will complain. But one club year, Manchester City. Check how Manchester City has been selling their youth team players and using that money to finance buying big players so that City will remain competitive. But nobody, a few people are talking or be complaining about Manchester City. And it's a policy clubs must learn, including Kotoko. My point number 4. One thing a Santi Koroko board must factor into their direction is communication. Yeah, it's communication. Communication. They must not joke with their communication. PR, public relation, and communication is the heartbeat of the modern world. And your product be idea can say, Okotona wo no ma. It will say, idea with the influencers na share adwuma ma ye. Wa be kasa influencers yo ma share adwuma ma ye yo. Influencers ma share adwuma ma say am say you. Because over kasa na dey no ma chiche ma brand and communication. Over the comment ba say it will be good if Nana Prinkan Kwesi stay to enable continuity. Last Afuduko as the secretary of the board and lawyer of Kotoko will be great. All including the administrative manager must go.
So that's my side. But I support Last Afuduko stay.
I support that. Personalities are Kotokobefa to be on the management. They should try and look at Senipa 7. 5 of them should be expected or should be above average in terms of communication. A 7 American TV power.
Kotokobefa nipa son and our management as well. Amomba money say apart from failed one any position on Rebel Cotton. Their knowledge when it comes to communication must be close to perfect. Because they say, well, who are the Ancastra tone here? The only bit of a tone basa must be close to perfect. So, having somebody like Lasafudu,
even if he is not the communication director, in times of difficulties, let's say exploring about 6 media house at the same time. So the last Afudu could come baby, Uncle Tutum Papa so. Wait me change the same year. That's my point. They should be able to explain whichever direction they have in mind to the supporters without any form of ambiguity. There should be some element of clarity. in any form of communication. I'll tell some of them as Kotoko, especially to the supporters. Clarity. One thing you cannot take away from Nana Bantumahene. Here was Sylvester at that time, no Kotoko. Any helped Mensa was that their communication won the heart of the supporters. Let me run you through history, Kakra. I'm from a history book on now. Instead of I'm running through Kakra. History book on Kakra. So in 1999, Ghana Premier League, Heart of Folk won the league with 62 points.
Kotoko the fourth with 50 points. TM 1999.
In the year 2000, Kotoko made the fourth. 2000 has the G League Kotoko fourth. Okay. Mame to us. Kotoko the fourth saying Mielu. Okay. 2001 Kotoko made the second. Second it had to vote the 9 points more than Kotoko. 9 points. 2001 has the 9 points. Where did I have it Mensa? So Herbert Mensah, Mama 99, Mama 2004, and Mama 2001 has the 9 points more than Kotoko. That was in 2001 a stadium disaster. You see, Yami for currency. Now let's come to 2002. 2002 had to vote the 5 points in a BT Kotoko, and 2002 the has SL Kotoko 3-0. So this was the performance of Herbert Mensah in terms of league.
In terms of league, so Herbert Mensah did not win the league.
His closest achievement was the Cup Winners' Cup against WAC Kumasi in 2002. But Bisao said what happened? The fans were crazy about him because there was clarity in terms of what he wanted to achieve. Herbert Mensah was a PR specialist. He was a PR specialist. His communication moved the Kotoko supporters. He was able to move the Kotoko supporters along based on his clarity in terms of his communication. His policies were clear. So the average Kotoko fan at the lowest level now knew baby or the Kotoko neko. And this some no kind of J Kotoko akumano. Emma with team were coming and shut down Bansebulu. Because when you look at this, and then say Kotoko 4 seasons without winning the league. I say Abeka. Imagine the management of the Kotoko 4, 5, and the Kotoko be second. I'm a house I send the 3-0. In 2002, had to folk 78 points, Kotoko 73 points, 5 points. Obviously, Kotoko 3-0. There was no complaint. The next match now go focus stadium. So as some as a supporters, you need a mentality change, Herbert Mensah is hard because his communication was intact. He had an excellent connection with the media. And then you need an excellent connection with the bloggers. Go to the political ship and realize how the politician are making good use of bloggers. Are making good use of radio stations. You need that. Obia or Kasafa Kotoko piano. You must find a way to include the person in the puzzle or in the picture, whether it's a smaller part, so that at the end of the day, say the party say obo motion in poye tua sa di patu no obeka sa ubeka sa fani amana kante ope, and that is relationship and coordination. Very, very necessary. So Kotoko Beti League na kina Farmer League, and a Kotoko say has to folks 6 times or with Nana Bantama here. Kotoko out of 30 matches or minimum 23. So that is the records of Herbert Mensah. But up to date, about Herbert Mensah. Why?
His public relation, the public perception, the communication, the fans' relation was intact. And we need that.
I think canning in any communication and wedding. And now Ponsa had a problem when some of the media houses were not in support of him. Upo, a true baby, Kotkobo, Katiupo, got 20 mention. There were people down there at the stadium, and they were attacking him because of him. Same Europe. So they cannot play with the communication. It's very necessary. My point number 5. And then one person cannot run a football club no matter the amount of money any panel. And found this Sika said, "Yeah, Papa Mommy and son we move. Any other appointees ever bano. And who be here say Sika, Yerebe run a Kotoko. Kotoko must strategically find an internal means of raising money. Internal means of what? Raising money. Internal means of raising money. If you are from the start, they will probably handle Kotoko from their own pocket. If you are for 2 years. But after 2 years, or there should be a plan said after 3 years, Kotoko should start taking care of about 50 to 60% of his expenses. So making Kotoko look appealing to the corporate world. Making sure say Fabu census. A janebe saw to the extent that Pusumi be a Kotoko accounts for Fabu census. Maybe about 300,000 Ghana cedis, which at least can cater for salaries. Is a necessity. And young Koma SSA Dibiagro. You cannot run Kotoko now without Fabu census. So whichever plan I will go from here, making sure say Fabu census rich. Who did you bring in? Who did you bring in? Fabu census. Maybe I used to suddenly I can and say Kotoko supporters na Busumi Biano. Obi ema Kotoko 1 million supporters, Kotoko 1 million Ghana cedis. Ya kasa asem na afi asem na ba. And sa asem ni Fabu census. Sa ade ne Fabu census. At the end of the day, this new board cannot handle Kotoko without making sure say they take Fabu census to the next level. If they don't take Fabu census to the next level, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. One, inactive users. There should be a plan to get them active. Excuse me for just a moment. Sure. Nyamo manya active bro. Yemabre. You just get free for. And there should be a plan for that. The dada matu nemwa. Because all check it time I comment in a buyer. I said back when any public can say dada na. But there should be something new. People feel maybe they scaffold so you won't be able to. I'm hoping this time a scaffold will give Kotoko something new. Now, Yanko point number 6. Younger Georgia Free is looking likely to take over as the chief executive officer of Asante Kotoko. Because also only a board. So there should be a management where they are going to appoint. Interesting times ahead. Zabio, the trouble one. Yeah, who said this is my first live on Inside Kotoko for a very long time. My status is here. I don't want to. We see Kumasi journalists are not helping. We'll come to that. Let me add much. We say maybe can lawyer suffer. We so be a question on a personal question. The mamia you remember that for. So beside you, these are my thoughts. These are my thoughts. I don't have problem with the names because these people, they've been here before. That's something people are forgetting. They've been here before. Board me and send me and say boy, my back board is open, and they coming back. Let's see how they will transform Kotoko to the next level. It convert Michelle Brana, but kind comments kakama. Because we be strong commenter. Now I think that will be unfair to them. Kapane Bafom. I call most one. I think I've done enough. Cool today, let me try. Kotoko need a stadium. We say the new CEO should be selfless and willing to put the club first. We should understand that Kotoko is the pride of Asantemai. I also please 6 o'clock. Yes, 6 now. That time. Well, so good evening, Silbert. Watching live from London. I think we must be united among the new board. God bless you, Silbert, for giving us back-to-back updates about Darling Club. We used to say, please, I need to know how I'm in US. That you don't have any Ghanaian documents, you can register for our census. Okay, this asking question of our census. How Nana Penkra should be maintained, but the rest, bye bye. Okay. Otuado have to give Hubert Jau a call up to the Black Stars. Okay. We saw that I think the local coach are not up to standard. Kotoko management must hire a good expatriate coach who can develop players and be sold for a good foreign exchange. So the Kotoko major problem is the politics within Kotoko. That has been the downfall of the club. And so we need to look beyond the league and make sure Kotoko play in Africa at times like Sundowns. I think that's the only supporters who come to the stadium. So only 3 members as board. How many members of the board? We say 3. No matter what, Nana Penkra should be part, either management or new incoming board member for his experience and in institutional memory. And in our comments and call for the Abba. So Kotoko remains supreme. Kotoko must bring back Georgia Free. Kotoko must bring Georgia Free to be the CEO. Look at you with the new board set up. You are close to getting. Also, look at you with this new board set up. You are close to going against the IMC selfish interest. I don't remember going against the IMC. Asafu Duku, I think, lacks some certain qualities. I say, Kotoko is in the process of getting a new stadium now. Good thinking from the Ken. If they call you to come and help the communication, are you ready? There are people above us who can do the job. I don't think they are done with appointments yet. From the statement, it looks like there will be more appointees to come. So, but thank you very much. Also, Kumasi journalists are the problem. The youth should be the eyeball of the club. You are saying everything. The initiative should start. If you love the club, then you should be there no matter the results. Okay. Because the fan base can only increase when Kotoko accumulates the winning mentality with quality players. We say it would be good if Nana Penkra and Kwesi Appiah stays to ensure continuity. Lawyer Safuduku as secretary to the board, lawyer to Asante Kotoko will be great, all including the administrative manager must go. As you said, it is the bitter truth. Only the fans will understand. Take Inter, for example. They went 12 years without winning the league, and now they are dominating the Italian Serie A. That is one comment to be there about. Also, without no target, it is still the same old story. There's no refer to the statement. That's a Kotoko and fast start Bibia account. Further, I want Kotoko to be run through IMF and foreign investors to spread the process of awakening the sleeping giant in us. We are far behind. These are all comments. So, but you are right. Nana Pinka and Coach Akosia Pia should be part of the board. We should say allow fresh mind. They brought not a single improvement to the club. So you are telling, okay, so it looks like I've done a lot with commenter. That is good. It's almost 7 o'clock. Banyamiadom, yetimi streaming for almost 1 hour. So the board now 7-9. So all other exclusives will remain for Nyamiadom now. So Yewra to shop, Yewra Kosifori, any Yewra Kofi Alban, or any Babe Juma, Ediama Sante Koroko as the new board. George, a free year exclusive, no. You'll later. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That view, but your brand end the stream, no. Nah, hate me. You guys in Kumasi should stop that nonsense. Anytime you appoint a board, you guys will start bringing confusion between the board and management. So, but you are one of those. Okay. Isaac Afrani has some baby. Afrani, you must learn to talk. What did I say? You must learn to talk. Papa, now in Kasa. You have every right to talk, but Ebiana said, anytime you have any chance, you have a you should be able to express your views without insulting people. The board is going to have time to bring the club to bring a proper CEO, a proper management structure, and hope the board will complete the Adakwaja project. Thank you. So, but the Fabu census is the way. Please get in touch. Atok Kwamana. Thank you very much. Time check 7 o'clock. It started around 5:50. We've done 71 minutes live. Mr. I think this is where we call it a day. Thank you very much. Bye bye.